Hello. I get short here 825 into a low volume node early on imbalance seller on imbalance buyer absorption timestamp 257. I scratch for break even a tick. I re-enter as the sellers hit the bid ask timestamp 0305. 8 even on the ask is where 43 trades on the ask again. This is an LV into an LVN. This is a shelling point. 8 to 675 is a thick distribution. 825 to 950 is a low volume node. 24 hits, 16, 725. Tape dries up on the ask. Momentum begins to slow. I try to get out at 750 as price rallies against me. 775 is what I'm looking for now. 8 even is what I'm chasing. I believe I get out for price comes back to my stop loss. I mean my entry 21 is 775. I get out there for 3 ticks profit, I believe, after price comes back down, but it was kind of roulette to be honest. And then we see a rally in the opposite direction after I get out of the trade. 875, I flip short, looking for a further continuation of the LVN at 0825. Timestamp 0523. Timestamp. Yep. Now value sits here. It doesn't move lower at all. I think I can get out for a tick, and I do. I get out for a tick win. Um, this is just a continuation trade on normative order flow. There wasn't, and also 950 being a destination in the low volume node that we hit. Buyers drying up and momentum hitting lower. 8 even. Okay, now we see an LE on sellers at 8 even. And 620. LE liquidity event, timestamp 620, 8 even HVN. Sellers get blown out there. Tape jumps 2 ticks on there, and then I'm playing the strength from the upticking. That's why I get long here. right, and 28 trades, 825 on the bid, 64. So what I'm watching is are they going to let this lift, or is it going to go back down? If it goes back down, order flow becomes imbalanced against the buyers. But people trade failed icebergs in the ES all the time, and what they're really reading is the start of a momentum ignition, the start of a move where volume increases and then it tapers off and normalizes, or pressure sustains and the bid ask pulls, and then it repop and then the order flow repopulates and it normalizes again. So what I'm looking for is heavy buying to push price up, and I want to see the queue on the sell side emptying. I get out 704 for one tick profit here. Uh, I actually scratch for break even. I take it off because price is sitting there. I didn't have enough patience. Should have left. I could have left the trade on. Should have left the trade on. Um, Had I done that, I probably would have given sellers more time to trade against the. I probably would have given buyers more time to trade against the sellers who got absorbed. 850 now I re-enter the long timestamp 728 in the low volume node, and flow becomes normalized on the buy side, 29 and 15 trades. There's nothing on the ask on the inside prints, and the queue on the sell side begins to empty ever so slightly. 50 trades, 14. The queue pulls from 30 at 9 even to 18 on the ask. 20 trades, 9, 35, 33, 31, 24. I'm just reading the ask here. 24, 25, 31. And then I get out here because momentum dries up, and then buyers are hitting 850, but buyers are hitting 850, but it's being absorbed. I get out for a tick profit, however many ticks that is. It was a win anyway. 0811 timestamp is when I got out. Though the bid ask is holding value, I believe buyers can hit it higher. They lift it up on one contract and then represent commitment by trading 7 and then another 10. The Q925 begins to lighten up uh, bid wise. Well, it's relatively normal. It's just the sellers begin to pile in, and it's still lifting. 950 is a shelling point. 4 trades at 950 on the bid, and then we move 2 ticks lower. That would be a good signal to get out. Then volume increases. There's an auction at 9 even. I flip short into the low volume node after we have a big auction at 9 even and 875, and then price rallies up, and the volume is much lighter on both sides at 950 where price rallies, and then sellers step in on lighter but relatively normal flow at 925, and I chase a short here at 875 to timestamp 1035. This is my biggest loser of the day. I went short, sellers hit lower and price reversed. 98 ends up trading at 9 even on the sell side, and 62 above it, 925, and you can't, and I wouldn't let me get out. And then the Addis warning stop loss sign pops up when I try to get out, and I have to click that, and I end up stacking another short instead of getting out. It's a whole ordeal, and I go through maybe 3 trades. It was a tremendous process error. I don't think I need to replay all my losses yet. No. So we're at 1075 now, and there's a short setup here. because 152 is absorbed at 1075. I get in early, take note of it, timestamp 1340, and I get out on the first trade for one tick loss because price is rallying upwards, and I get in early. 113 trades, 11 even, timestamp 1438 on the bid, 167, 170 in the order flow. There's an imbalance here from breakout traders. 11 even and 1075 timestamp 15. I'm waiting for sellers to push initiative selling inward. I'm waiting for them to trigger initiative selling and catch all these people who are breakout traders at 11 even offside. And so price moves, but this time that's not what happens. 1050 price moves on the Q pulling lower, and I put a short order in at 1050 timestamp 1509. I end up chasing it down to 1025 with another order. They fill me for one and I cancel the other. So I'm trading short term. I'm trading a short term absence of inventory from the big auction at 11 even and 1075 here. Not specifically buyers being caught offside, but that's actually what I'm trading, but more so that's actually what I'm trading, and the absence of short-term inventory, which is why price moves so much lower on low volume here, because there weren't any active participants, so the Q pulled. Now the bid ask is populated and it's seller dominated, and we're in a rotational regime here, evidenced by the 11 even and 1075 buyers and sellers absorbed up top, which emptied inventory, short-term inventory. I'm looking for a normative order flow down to around 825, or the previous shelling point, which I highlighted earlier this morning. 875 is where price stopped in the LVN, low volume node, twice, which makes it sort of a phantom auction area, meaning it's an important short-term level that doesn't show up on the volume profile. We see buyers put in another initiative rally at 1025, late breakout buyers, and they're absorbed, and then they hit for 16 and 45, meaning they're still there, but then they capitulate at 975. They hit for 16 and 45 at 1025 and 10 even, and they capitulate at 925. The Q stacks on the sell side as well, and the bid, there's a 56 at 1025, and the bid at 9 even is a 68. It lowers to 57 as price approaches it. Heavy selling pressure shows up at 975. You'd think that would be absorbed, but I held the trade because it's standard mean reversion, and I think it's a failed iceberg absorption. What's going on here is all the buyers who pile in because they see that 107 trade. For example, you see 975.84 trade on the ask, and then the bid across from it punches from 16 to 40 at 975. Somebody's trying to trade the iceberg absorption there at 10 even. And then sellers hit lower. Also, it looks like sellers intentionally lighten the Q. They passively absorb something like maybe 25, 24 at 10 even from buyers on an empty Q, and then it replenishes to 30. We go down to 975. The ask goes from 80 to 107 and 45 trades at 10 even. And also the Q is very light on the sell side, so they're trying to bait buyers into hitting them again. They say come trade 11s, you can push price up, and they partially take the bait. 16 trades at 975 on the ask. So sellers are feeling out and also baiting how much strength buyers have left, and only 16 trade there. And then light normative initiative selling takes place and bails out the 107. 23 trades, 950, and the Q begins to pull 57, 925, and I get out on tape lightening up. But frankly, it was just the start of the move. Make note of that. I got out at 16.22 for a win. That scratch was too early. I left money on the table. And then 850 is where price stopped. It was the previous phantom auction I was talking about. I want to see how price reacts when it comes down there. 62 bid, so there's heavy buying stepping in, and then the Q looks like it supports it. 850, it jumps from 18 to 49. So we're filling out a low volume node here, and the auction's moving upward. I just believe it's normative continuation flow here, and that's what happens. I'm tempted to get long. I desperately want an edge in this type of order flow where I can just, bid, right? Bid continuation. 61. Yeah. Let me fast forward here so I can get to the rest of the orders. I flip long here on a failed iceberg 1025. First of all, there's seller participation to trade against. Timestamp 1836. 1025 and 10 even, 59 and 70 on the ask, 123 and 83 on the bid, and 3 trades 975, but that's irrelevant. The queue is thickening up into market open, so there's like an 86 bid at 975 on the queue and 97 on the sell. I recognize that 124 trading at 1025 is a failed iceberg, and initiative buying from buyers who want to break out in an area that's all. I ran out of space on my disk, and the 15. I ran out of space on my disk, and the tape died. So I chased this absorption trade at 10 even. I don't get a fill. The Q, I believe, begins to pull. I'm watching the sell Q here. So we see it pull. 1050 is what I'm watching, the 84 on the ask, timestamp 1832. You see a plunge from sellers. It doesn't look like they're spoofing and baiting because it's a 30 lot. If it was like an 8 or a 9, that would make me more suspicious. A seller's stack size from what looks like a 60 or a 67 to 97 on the Q. And then it pulls, and then the original 80, and then it goes down to 89, timestamp 1050, 97. It pulls and goes up to 30, so 3 comes off it. It's at 61 now, meaning sellers are letting up. And then somewhere in the queue, I'm just watching. It looks like 1150. We jumped from 70 on the ask up to 57. I wish I had a color coded tape or something, but I'm going to get that in the future. Well, it pulls, and buyers get the follow through. We see heavy buying up to 1075, 77 trades. And then they dry out, but they hit it again at 108, and then the tape ends.